We are in the state of emergency.
We can get rid of all the crime in America overnight, just like that. And people ask how, Attorney Crump, change the definition of crime. Of course, if you get to define what conduct is going to be made criminal, you can predict who the criminal is going to be.
It sounds like we're criminal, though.
Yeah.
Our existence
No,
is
the code.
criminal.
They made the law. They make the law to criminalize our culture. They would come and say you can't wear baggy pants. Right?
So that they can still steal. We're just not going to call it crime. See, peace family. My name is Christina Victoria, and I am back with another one. And today, I really wanted to talk about something serious, which is the amount of crime that's been happening across the country, how it's been rising, and how a lot of big box retailers like Walgreens, Walmart, Target, CVS, Whole Foods, grocery stores, Safeway have been leaving in droves from major big cities, especially Black and brown communities. Let me just first say that crime happens from people of all races, all walks of life. And so I was spending some time actually just following this online and wanted to talk about it and started pulling some content to make a video about this, and happened to come across Ben Crump's video with the solution.
Change the definition of crime.
All we have to do is just say, no, shoplifting is not a crime anymore. And look, now we don't have any shoplifting crimes. Just like that.
The retail giant said it will close 9 stores in 4 states next month, including in New York City, the San Francisco Bay Area, Portland, and Seattle. Target said it was doing so out of concern about the safety of workers and customers. Target's decision comes as multiple other retailers, including CVS, Macy's, and Walmart, say theft has become a significant problem for their bottom lines.
Why is it that there's so much shoplifting? Okay, so it appears. Now, if you have an opinion, I know you guys, you all know how to use your keyboard. Y'all go straight into the comments and let me know your opinion. So let me know your opinion on this. But it appears that what's happened is that a lot of communities have stopped prosecuting shoplifting and others like misdemeanor crimes. A lot of these retailers will tell their employees not to do anything.
Thieves running away without interference from store employees or security guards.
We don't even intimidate them.
So shoplifting, like if you take California, we're going to talk about pretty much all over the country. So just give me a minute. But if you take California, for example, if you shoplift and it's under $950, it's considered to be a misdemeanor. And what's happening is the prosecutors in these states, a lot of these major cities, have, for whatever reason, decided to stop prosecuting these crimes. These laws in these cities have prioritized the criminals over the police officers. So if you're a criminal, it's great for you because you can steal as much as you want, as long as it's under $950 per time, right? So you can steal as many times as you want over and over again. You can, no one's gonna arrest you, and here's the best part, right? For the criminals under these laws, you can actually sue the police officer for coming for you.
The criminals, I cannot touch them.
How come?
Because of our law. They're gonna sue me. I get sued already one time.
So people will just blatantly, like, boldly, right? You're gonna see it boldly, just be like, I'm taking this and this and this and this and this, and I think I want that too. Or they might even get a shopping cart, like they'll get their little shopping cart, and just shop like they gonna shop, right? Shop like they gonna shop. Shop like they just gonna buy everything. Okay, I want this. Yeah, I need some eggs. Like I need some, you know, whatever, mac and cheese. I'm gonna make all of this. I need some meat. I need some cheese. I need some all of this. And they just like walk right out. Like they just go straight by the checkout and don't even try to check out. And they do this with televisions. They do this with food. They do this with jewelry, shoes, all kind of stuff. You're gonna see all kind of stuff in this video from all different cities. The more that people see that you're not gonna get prosecuted, nothing's gonna happen to you, no one's gonna come for you, you can just literally take what you want and just walk out of the store with it. And then even if you do get caught, even if you do get arrested, right, and go to jail for a minute, well, you might not even get bail, and you might just get right out and you're not even gonna get any charges from it. Let's go to Memphis.
Another grocery store in a predominantly black neighborhood offering fresh food once again is closed down.
In a statement, an Aldi spokesperson says the decision to close was based on several factors, including repeated burglaries, property damage, and poor sales performance.
So I do get there is a difference between food theft and maybe other thefts. We can get into all of that. You can talk about that in the comments because I know you will. But a lot of these thefts are not just food. We're talking about people stealing things to resell and things like that.
I could not believe the first time we got broken into.
Or that it would happen 2 more times within months.
This is from our very first break-in. This is from our third break-in.
A group of thieves bashed in the front glass of his business and climbed through.
6 figures worth of merchandise and shoes.
Including the shoes stowed away for his charity. Shoes were then planned to give to the homeless. At least 20 people cleared out most of Valid Kick's shoe store in Hickory Hill in November.
We literally were just coming off of a burglary not even a month ago.
And so here's the problem for small businesses is that larger companies, you know, the Walgreens, the Targets, they're even shutting down. They're even shutting down and saying that they're not making enough to stay open. And if they can afford to have security, they can afford to lock down items, they can afford to build shelving that's like with glass around it, right? A small business owner may not be able to afford all of that, right? A small business owner, one person show, may not be able to afford to hire a full-time security guard to stand there all day. That person may not be able to afford to buy new shelving for their store just to prevent shoplifting. They might not be able to afford it. So what is that person supposed to do if the police are not helping them, if the city government is not creating laws that is helping these people to even stay in business?
We can get rid of all the crime in America overnight, just like that. And people ask how, Attorney Crump, change the definition of crime.
So theft is just no longer a crime. Easy. Let's go to Chicago.
I just don't know why the closing.
Company officials made the difficult decision to close the store, citing crime and poor sales. And in an email writes, our decision was based on several factors, including repeated burglaries and declining sales.
10 years the store was open, and just last year it closed because of theft. That has all of a sudden skyrocketed, okay?
The Aldi closing comes as Whole Foods in Inglewood is slated to close, and CVS and Save-A-Lot have already shuttered their doors.
Okay, so CVS and Save-A-Lot have already closed for similar reasons, and now Whole Foods.
For customers of the Whole Foods market in Inglewood, like John Moten, the announced closing is like a slap in the face. The store employed around 100 people.
Why is there a food desert? Apparently, just about a year and a half ago, Chicago had Aldi, Save-A-Lot, Whole Foods, and CVS, and all of them closed within a year due to crime and theft. But you know what the solution is?
Change the definition of crime.
Change the definition of crime. That's all we need to do to solve this situation. Okay, so let's go to San Francisco. Okay.
In less than 2 months, this Safeway grocery store will close, according to executives.
You're gutting it. You're just gutting the neighborhood.
Jen told us they were surprised at how abruptly the store closed its doors, but not surprised by the reason.
And they said that it was just too dangerous, too many people.
It's obvious. It's right where all the homeless people are. They come and steal.
We can get rid of all the crime in America overnight, just like that. And people ask how, Attorney Crump, change the definition of crime.
Just change the definition of crime, and then there will be no crime. Come on, man. It's easy. Let's move over to Boston.
How the elderly will get their medications, especially after the pharmacy chain closed their stores in Hyde Park, Nubian Square, and Mattapan about a year ago.
What happens to our seniors and our single parents that have no way to get to a Walgreens or another pharmacy anywhere near their home?
Let's go to Oakland.
In-N-Out released a statement that reads in part, despite taking repeated steps to create safer conditions, our customers and associates are regularly victimized by car break-ins, property damage, thefts, and armed robberies. We cannot ask them to visit or work in an unsafe environment.
So Oakland, okay, just lost their In-N-Out burger amongst, like, there's a whole range of stores in this, like, shopping center, and everybody, like, if you look at it, I'll show you the video, everybody left. Why?
The owner is fed up with the repeated break-ins in the parking lot and inside the store. Not too far away, over at the Starbucks near Hagenberger Road, the building owner tells me the closure is also due to repeated car break-ins.
Because of crime. And the crime is so bad. We're not just talking about crime where it's like, you know, oh, they just stole from a big box store and, you know, oh, this store has millions of dollars. They're going to be fine. We're talking about breaking into people's cars and taking stuff from their car at the gas station while they're sitting in their car pumping their gas. So we're stealing from not just big box companies who they don't need the money. They don't even need the money. They got so much investors. They can just, you know, pay the CEO a little bit less, right? No. We're talking about stealing from real people and breaking into their car, and then they have to file an insurance claim, and then hopefully, you know, the premium is not too high and they can actually get that thing fixed, right? Yeah. But you know what? You know how to solve it.
Change the definition of crime.
We are in a state of emergency. We are in the state of emergency. Should it have to take a declaration to deliver when we're living this? My district has been in crisis.
That businesses are leaving, that citizens are not safe, that people are losing jobs left and right, right? So they have these people, all these people that used to work there, now they have to find someplace else to work.
It's really a sad moment. These are people's jobs, you know, and it's essential to have jobs so we can spend money, you know, in the community.
It does hurt the community, and it makes the people that's not mobile, they can't get to things easily. They would have to travel to go get to the things that are open.
But you know what? We can fix this crime issue, and do you know how we can do that?
Change the definition of crime.
Why do you think they target black and brown communities?
I think because they get no pushback. But they're now getting pushback.
What is your obligation? What is your expectation as a corporate citizen to do what's right for those communities?
I think we have two questions to ask here. What is the responsibility of the corporations? And then the second question is, what is the responsibility of the community? Okay, so I think it's two separate questions, and they're going to have two separate answers. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because, at least in my research, okay, now I'm just a regular person on YouTube, like looking for videos all across the country, right? So I'm not a professional journalist. If I'm missing something, please let me know what I'm missing. I did not find, personally, in my short look, I'm sure thousands of videos that I did not find. So if there are videos of people calling for the community to stop the crime, then let me know where those videos are. In my research of literally looking at tons of videos all over the country, I did not find one that was trying to ask people to stop stealing. I did not. Now, again, I'm not saying that that doesn't exist, and if that exists, I wish that you would share with me so I can do a follow-up video on this and be like, oh, my bad. There's tons of videos of people out here talking about we need to reduce crime, right? We need to reduce theft. We need to change the laws so that people who do shoplift are appropriately prosecuted so that they don't feel empowered to keep doing this. If that exists, let me know. But what I'm seeing is,
we knew that this store wasn't a store that was supposed to gain a lot of profit. We are in a food apartheid here, and this was a very a corporate responsibility decision that was done.
Which is saying, you know, look at what these corporations are doing to us. Look at how they keep leaving our community. It feels like a slap in the face. These are words that they've said, right? It's a slap in the face that they left our community, when the businesses themselves are saying that it's theft. Now, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a professional journalist, I'm just a regular person who cares about the community, okay? Cares about the world that I live in and cares about the future of the generations, right? And so, you know, sometimes companies will just say things. It's possible that the companies are just saying stuff. That's possible. But from what I'm seeing, it looks like there's been about a 30% increase in crime since 2020, since the COVID era. And that since then, a lot of people have gotten into power who wanted to, defund the police, decriminalize a lot of misdemeanors with the intention, I know this was good and well-intentioned, right? With the thought is that, well, Black people are disproportionately profiled for things. Black people have a higher rate of going to jail. And so let's try to make some level of equality by giving people some grace, and maybe, instead of, putting them in jail over and over and over again, if it's just a misdemeanor, let's just let it slide, and then if it ends up being a big problem later, then we'll deal with it. But what appears to have happened is that this kind of weak on crime kind of approach, this kind of like soft on crime, is that what you call it, soft on crime approach, has actually empowered people to be more criminal. And they're not only doing crime against big box retailers who we can argue whether or not they can just afford it because they make billions of dollars every year, but they're doing crime against small businesses, against Black businesses, and against individuals who breaking into their cars, stealing their individual items. And so these crimes don't just affect nobody, right? These are crimes that really affect somebody. And the sad part is, I feel like these policies were set in place to help Black and brown people to not be put in jail so often. And maybe that is helping that particular statistic to be true. But what the result is that it's causing so much crime that it's actually hurting Black and brown communities as a whole, because the theft has gotten so rampant that the businesses are losing money, that it's not safe. This is beyond just a money issue, right? So I'm looking at a stat that says economic losses, this is from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. So we have $39 billion of lost wages, and we have 685,000 jobs lost because of these closures. And so I just wanted to ask this question and see what you all think about this, is that, this kind of idea that all we have to do, according to Benjamin Crump and some of the politicians that have gotten into office lately, which is,
we can get rid of all the crime in America overnight, just like that. And people ask how, Attorney Crump? Change the definition of crime. Of course.
Change the definition of crime. I think we've already begun to do that, and I don't think it's working out for us. But let me know what you think in the comments. I know you will. Let me know what you think about this increased rate of crime, what you think the solution could be, and as always, and also what you think about Crump's statement that all we have to do to change, to decrease crime is just change the definition. Let me know what you think about all of that. As always, I love you all from the bottom of my little heart, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. Afro oil today.
Entertainment.